And Dominic Thompson are wing-backs, with Elliot Embleton, Albie Morgan and Sonny Carey a midfield three. Jordan Rhodes and Jake Beasley provide a front two. On the bench, Tyra Husband, Gabriel Joseph, Ballard, Hamilton, Apter, Finnegan and Knight. A calming presence, as I suspect all veteran footballers are described as having. The latter stages of their careers. Incidentally, Adam mentioned it before we split our frequencies. Villa leading 3-0 at the Young Boys of Burnwell. They have won 3-0, so Aston Villa get their Champions League campaign off to a flyer. Barnsley at Manchester United begins at 8 o'clock. As Blackpool win the ball back over on the far side. The intercepting tangerine was Hayden Coulson. The former Borough man tried to make headway quickly but loses the ball. Wednesday get a throw in and Masaba takes aim from the corner of the penalty area. Had Richard O'Donnell at full stretch, scampering across his goal mouth, but it rattled the advertising hoardings and goes away. But the first moment of significance in this game.
Yeah, really good. It started with Pierce Charles. He's made a wonderful 30-40 yard piercing pass, which has broken the first line of the press. 15
minutes at Grimsby as Shay Charles is brought into play, and the young Mancunian just looks up.
Pierce Charles.
Indeed it was. Picks out, that's why you're here, Otegbayo towards halfway. Ingleson plays a great diagonal ball onto Paul Valentin at the dead ball line. He sends us across looking for Smith, and as Smith made contact with it on the edge of the 6-yard box, I think it just came off his heel. It looped up into Richard O'Donnell.
I was just about to say, Andy, I think the game just needs something to spark it into life. It needs a shot, it needs a good tackle, it needs maybe a mistake, something like that in there. That was a great piece of play there. Paul Valentin makes a great run, tries to find Michael Smith, and defender just gets his toe in time.
And now it goes back to halfway in Jamal Lowe. Wednesday begin again. Out to Anthony Masaba, who had a searching shot from the corner of the penalty area earlier in the game. Football Heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield. Back it comes then to Otegbayo. Otegbayo with a little step forward. Off he brings in Jamal Lowe at the dead ball line. The cross, first time, is squirrel behind for a corner.
We've got a little bit of momentum now, Andy. We've had 2 or 3 corners on the bounce. Good quality delivered well. Apart from the last corner, the last free kick I thought Ingleson put in was really, really good, tempting for people. So hopefully you can get another quality delivery here, and hopefully we can keep them camped in there, in and around their final third.
So goalless it remains, but Sheffield Wednesday upping the ante a little bit here. Corner then to the Owls. Ingleson will try something different. Driven in to the box, headed away by Pennington, unmarked. Nobody in a black shirt was anywhere near him. Back it comes to Ingleson, swung into the box, and as the ball is headed in, Sheffield Wednesday won't take the lead. Deshaun Bernard, who did execute the downward header, immediately looks to the sideline and sees the linesman's flag is up.
I would love to see that again, because Sheffield Wednesday definitely had 2 players in an offside position, but they were running out the way and Deshaun Bernard was running in the way. Again, from my angle, I'm not 100% sure, but I'd love to see it again.
Well, so it will be a free kick, but Deshaun Bernard, that must be the most frustrating thing as a footballer, when you know you scored a goal anyway, but a decent one.
I don't know.
Fuser turns sharply, gets whacked to the floor but manages to get the ball back, and Wednesday keep possession amongst their defenders as Pierce Charles is brought into play. 4 caps for Northern Ireland under-21s as Wednesday look to go a little longer here, and Michael Smith killed the pace of the ball as it came out of the air, but it just didn't quite roll into the path of Svante Ingleson, and now Blackpool launch the counter-attack. Otegbayo goes hunting for the ball, but Beasley, former Chesterfield man, shields it away from him over on the far side. Masaba gets back to help out, and now the counter-attack begins from left to right. Ingleson back to Masaba, who's full of steam, driving down the far side as he tried to bend in the cross. Pennington gets in the way, and it's corkscrewed away for a corner. So Ingleson then with a group of Sheffield Wednesday players in black looking to make a late charge into the penalty area. In it comes Richard O'Donnell, double punches it away. Max Lowe will fire the recovering shot into the turf. Blackpool recover to get the ball back. Paul Valentin then drives it over the top. Michael Smith rises, wins the header, and Sheffield Wednesday have taken the lead. Deshaun Bernard denied earlier. There was no stopping that as the half volley rifles into the top corner. Brilliant goal from Sheffield Wednesday, and the Owls have the lead just past the half hour. It's Blackpool 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Deshaun Bernard.
It's a great lesson there. It's the second phase from a set play. Wednesday have kept it alive. It's a wonderful clip ball from Paul Valentin out to Michael Smith, it's just bread and butter to Michael Smith. Back post, gets up, heads it across goal, and Deshaun Bernard still in there. He's the one that's thinking like a striker, gets in there, and it's a wonderful finish. As you say, denied 2 minutes earlier, great finish. Fully deserved Wednesday.
Yep, first ever Sheffield Wednesday goal for Deshaun Bernard. He scored once for Jamaica on international duty. Jinking into the centre circle, and it's rolled square to the Catalan Valentin. Back it comes to Otegbeyo, who's having an assured first start in Sheffield Wednesday colours. Now Jamal Lowe takes it on the run, brings in Michael Smith. Smith will nudge it back to Max Lowe over on the far side. Square it comes to Otegbeyo, will turn as the Wednesday fans chant and sing hi-ho Sheffield Wednesday as Jordan Rhodes takes it away from Otegbeyo, no foul. Then in the end, left-footed, tried to loop Pierce Charles, who was 15 yards outside of his goal mouth, but the left-footed effort had too much bend to leave the stranded keeper embarrassed, and it veered wide of goal, and you could probably tell he missed because of the Wednesday fans to our left-hand side.
You could see exactly what Jordan was trying, as again Pierce was caught in no man's land there.
Dominic Thompson just shuffled across to cut down the angle of the pass, so Valentin goes back, and here's Otegbeyo, and apart from one little mistake, has actually played well on his first start for Sheffield Wednesday. Wednesday lose the ball, Pierce Charles is off his line. In the end, Albie Morgan went for a Beckham, so to speak, and from the halfway line, or just inside his own half, skied the ball goalwards, but unlike the former England international, is nowhere near, and Pierce Charles gathers up the ball. Morgan and Thompson, Beasley and Rhodes are the two centre forwards for Blackpool, who are 19th in League One, but got their first win of the league season on Saturday against Exeter under their new manager Steve Bruce. And here's Paul Valentin marauding, looking for Patterson, and his header 10 yards out goes straight to Richard O'Donnell.
Jedi Gassama's come on. He's been a bit of a live wire in the first 2 or 3 minutes we've had in this second half. He started with him, he's played the ball out wide. Paul Valentin's floated one right into the middle of the 6-yard box. Pato's been up, he's won the header. Stoke
1, Fleetwood 0. Manchester United 3, Barnsley 0 at half-time. Here is Jamal Lowe. The ball played in towards Gassama. Thought about the step over, made it, didn't realise Jamal Lowe was not quite on the same wavelength, and Blackpool will boot it away. But Wednesday, 3 minutes into the second half, immediately in their stride, and Patterson is rising through the crowd, wins the glancing header above Hayden Coulson, misdirects the header away to the left of the goalkeeper Richard O'Donnell, and is left pumping his fists into the turf.
He knows that was a big opportunity. You could see from his reaction, as you say, punching the turf. It was a wonderful delivery again for Max Lowe. It's perfect, right in his forehead.
And bringing in Pierce Charles, and now Max Lowe as the ball is shuffled into Fusere. Potentially players for the future for Sheffield Wednesday, as Deshaun Bernard will look up and drill it right-footed. And it's a perfectly placed high diagonal ball onto Paul Valentin, who snakes in field and will drive it. In the end, left-footed. It's skidded along the surface in at O'Donnell's near post, who's jackknifed off the ball by Pennington, and Blackpool are able to clear the ball away. So Akinfenmewo comes on at left centre half for Sheffield Wednesday. Fusere, square ball, and it's given away to Dominic Thompson. This is the danger, and Thompson shoots off the palms of Charles at his near post. He gets it to the edge of the penalty area. Blackpool with an unlikely surge forward as the ball is bent into the box, and Charles watches as Jordan Rhodes' flick header glances over the angle of crossbar and post, and you can't help but feel that that was all of Wednesday's making.
Well, the two best opportunities has come from a couple of mistakes. I don't want to put it on the younger players that have made the mistakes, but they've done tremendously well during the game. But that just shows you've got to be on your toes like 100% of the time, completely focused, completely concentrating. If you don't, you can potentially get punished. But well done to Charles, makes a good block with his hands. Decent strike for Thompson.
True to status at Old Trafford, with Manchester United leading by 5-0. Marcus Rashford on the score sheet. He's got a couple of goals now. A couple of goals for Garnacho and Anthony as well, as Liam Palmer on the turn takes control of the ball just on the edge of his own penalty area, and now Barry Bannon sweeps it wide. The teasing ball which is run onto there by Gassama, who forces the defender Gabriel back. Gassama still going to Bannon. Bannon's first time shot left-footed, and it bounced once. It just veered away from Richard O'Donnell's left-hand post, hit it from about 20 yards.
Yeah, Baz is trying to take it early. I think he probably had time to take a touch, size it up and have get more power behind the ball, but wasn't to be.
Through to Richard O'Donnell. Michael Smith is herring after the defender, who clears it up the pitch. Palmer nods it on, and now Bannon with acres of space in which to career into. The ball is played in behind, deftly but not well enough, as Blackpool give it away to Bannon again, to Smith on the left corner of the penalty area. Infield it goes, Palmer to seal it, but the lunging Matt Pennington deflects the shot away. Palmer will have seen the whites of the goalkeeper's eyes there, right in the middle of the goal, but Pennington dove across and the ball goes behind for a corner.
To be fair, that would have probably put a fair reflection on the game. I think Wednesday have been comfortably the better team.
It ain't going too far at the pitch, and Wednesday get a corner. So this is textbook seeing out the game at the opponent's corner flag. Bannon goes across to take it. One can only imagine it will be a short one.
Most frustrating thing in the world when you're the team that's the goal behind.
Here is Gassama, strikes away from his man, wants a goal, will try and steer his effort goalwards, can't get it through the crowd. Palmer will lay it into the path of Patterson. Maybe things might open up here for a second. Patterson dummying to take on the cross, in it comes to Smith, swung at the ball, and Wednesday finished the game on the attack as the referee blows his whistle. Safe passage through to round 4 of the League Cup has been secured. Deshaun Bernard's well-taken goal, the difference between the two sides, his first in the colours of Sheffield Wednesday. By and large, it has been a comfortable night that might have been just that little bit more comfortable. However, a win is a win, and the Owls can look forward to the draw for the next round.